guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So since Videl is dropping on Global Dokkan right now, I figured I wanted to do a lot of coverage on her. And the fact that Videl is still a ridiculously busted unit. Even though I would argue I do like Super Vegeta a bit better, I think Videl is ridiculous. I do still see a lot of Videl downplay, which just seems very silly to me. Videl is redonkulously broken. There's no doubt about that, right? Now, her category team here, Defenders of Justice. So that's what this is. This is a no-item run. We'll go into the Legendary Vegeta event with Defenders of Justice. Again, I'm very, very comfortable saying I like Vegeta better. But at the same time, I do want to make sure Videl gets the proper respect on her name that she deserves, right? Which is why I wanted to do this run right here, right? Even though Videl gets hard countered by Evolution Blue Vegeta at the end of the fight, I mean, it really doesn't matter unless he catches her with a super attack, right? It's just like, same thing with Super Vegeta, right? Even though Super Vegeta is, you know, he's not hard countered as much since he doesn't rely on dodge the way Videl does, right? When Videl is at her best, she's in slot 1, dodging, she becomes super effective against all types, and she just gets absolutely silly, right? But against Evolution Blue Vegeta, she is not going to be able to get those dodges off, right? Which is a big portion of her defensive kit. But as long as, you know, Vegeta doesn't super her, her defense is good enough after she double superset, she's good, right? Because that's the thing about both Super Vegeta and Videl, is that they're like ridiculously overpowered offensive units that also have a surprising amount of defense, right? Videl is nowhere near a glass cannon. Again, we know how busted Videl is. You know, you could go into every single stage of the God event and beat the God event with the Videl Peppy Gal team, right? You could do it with every, even Belmod, right? Even though, you know, you have type disadvantage against Belmod, you can get that done, right? So in terms of like the units we're using for the team, it should be fairly obvious. Wait until you guys see. The ending of this is crazy. I'm probably gonna, as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm probably just gonna toss the clip on Twitter. Because it's insane the way, like, this Vegeta at the end, Evolution Blue Vegeta, he hits so goddamn hard, it's crazy, right? Like, Jiren almost gets practically one shot at the end. Like, I brought Jiren thinking, like, okay, we're gonna be good, right? Because Jiren, he's just gonna be chilling here and there, right? And then eventually we're going to get to the end. And, you know, Jiren is going to be a nice defensive wall we're going to have against Evolution Blue Vegeta. Will be good. Jiren does sort of get pimp smacked when we get to Vegeta. But again, that Vegeta, unless you're a defensive stacking unit, like, you know, if you guard, like, LR Janemba gets hit ridiculously hard by Evolution Blue Vegeta after he gets supered by that Vegeta. So it's like, literally, unless you stack defense, after that Vegeta supers you, you get cucked. And it's like, that's it. You have to be a stacking character, because that defensive cut ability of Vegeta's doesn't really, like, work on stack defense or however the hell it works, right? Alright, so a lot of the other characters, I think, you know, should be fairly obvious, right? Tech Ultimate Gohan, of course. I mean, if you want to call him the most valuable unit in the game, I mean, I really think that's, like, a very fitting title for him, because Tech Ultimate Gohan is like an A+ option in like all of the content, right? Like, at this point, I just don't see what possible criticism you could have for this guy. Like, it's crazy. Like, they really, like, Tech Ultimate Gohan is like the best Dokkan Fest TUR ever. Like, the way he's built, like how useful he is, like everything. Like, even though, you know, Super Vegeta is stronger, like, you know, in a fight and stuff like that, it's just like Gohan. Like, Gohan is a year old now. Like, you know, Gohan was the Dokkan Fest that released in Super Vegeta's time slot last year. And look how crazy he is, right? Like, he's absolutely nutty, this Tech Ultimate Gohan. So good, in fact, that I'm using his SSR. Now, the SSR is, you know, far worse. You know, the SSR does still guard, does still stack, but it's not a greatly stack, right? One of the things that's so powerful about Tech Ultimate Gohan, too, is that he's greatly stacking attack and defense. So, you know, by the time we get to the end of the event, defensively, offensively, he's in a really, really good-looking position. But I don't know. The SSR just stacks much slower, right? Because it's not a greatly stack, it's just a normal stack. But, I mean, that guard ability is still ridiculously good. The Topo and Pride Trooper unit are able to guard as long as there's another Universe 11 category ally in the rotation. I was able to bust out Casserole, because Casserole is a defensive stacking unit. Again, against Vegeta, it's more important than ever to have defensive stacking characters, because of the fact that that helps safeguard you against Evolution Blue Vegeta's super attacks, right? Again, like, the Super Janembas get killed by Evolution Blue Vegeta. They take so much damage. Rainbowed, level 10 Link, mega powerful LR Super Janemba is taking like 50k after he eats an Evolution Blue Vegeta super attack, right? So you just have to keep that in mind, right? Like, defensive stacking units are more important than ever in this legendary Vegeta event right here. Casserole is also a support type unit for Universe 11. Honestly, a pretty solid free-to-play unit. Casserole is, like, very specific, right? You want to use him with other Universe 11 category characters. And, you know, he's a stacker, so you want to use him for long events. But, you know, they built him in such a manner where he's actually, like fairly good even for here. So their Jiren gets popped for 300k. Quite the huge attack we took from Jiren. This team is pretty good on HP regen, though, between the Tech Ultimate Gohans, Casserole. You know, Videl has a fair amount of defense, so she's going to heal up nicely. Now, what's interesting, too, is that, like, speaking of Videl, I actually did not realize it, but I didn't have a gold equip on my Videl. I've since, after I finished this run, put a gold equip on her, but I didn't even realize. So the EX gold equips, right? I gave Videl, I had a defense and dodge one. I just wanted to have a little bit more extra defense. I wanted to prioritize her defense a little bit more, because I'm already very content with Videl's damage. You know, maybe there's going to be some run eventually in the future where that extra little dodge from that EX gold skill orb as well can a million defense, by the way, for Tech Ultimate Gohan right here. So needless to say, we're going to heal up quite a bit. Yeah, that's what can make, you know, these longer events quite easy, is when we get to that. By the way, this Blue Vegeta is not a threat whatsoever because we've got the Videls running around. I mean, needless to say, she incinerates this guy. She turns him into silly putty, you know, basically within seconds, right? This, you know, Blue Vegeta is turned into a crash dummy, right? Like, he just gets blown away. Now, remember, the way Videl is built, too, against Evolution Blue Vegeta, the #1 most important thing is to put her in the slot that's going to take the least amount of attacks, just because, again, a super attack on Videl is death. Preferably, I would like to still keep Videl in slot 1 or 2, because she can double super, right, which would give us a double defensive buff, although the Videls, I think the friend Videl is either 79% or 69%, but she might only need one super attack, honestly, to get to a point where she can survive. And even after she double supers, again, Vegeta's super, it's a one, I think it did, the run right before this, because this took a few tries, but it was just actually just unlucky, right? Like, you get to Vegeta, and then he just he does one attack in the middle, and then that's where he supers, and that's where I put Videl. Like, it's just, you know, it's unlucky, right? Again, there's almost no STR units in the game that can survive this Vegeta super attack. It's like, if he supers an STR unit, I don't know, man. Because it's like, again, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta would survive, probably. But you're not going to get to this guy with that guy's passive still active. Tapion, LR Tapion, after he triple supered, maybe. But again, Vegeta kills your defense. Like, you just don't have much of a shot, right? So if you're doing a run against this guy and he supers an SCR unit, like, that's just, you just got to throw your hands up, like, GG, you got me. Like you got to just do the Walter White, like, you got me, man. Like, it's over. That's done. So the run last time Videl did get supered, and she took over 600k. So it's actually a one-shot, right? And there's nothing I can do about it. I was sort of testing out some different builds. I was using LR Great Saiyaman 1 and 2's easy in here, by the way, and they are spectacular. They're so good, dude. Like, they were taking double digits the entire way through the event. They're buffing the entire team, you know, because it's fairly easy to get their 18 key now. Or at least on this team it was. So, like, they're giving the 2-turn attack buff for a little bit of extra damage. They're giving the rotation all the extra key and defense, right? They just, you know, worked very, very well. Those two units did, the Easy A Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. That's why it's like, I really, I might do another video. Because I think right now, like, if you're a global player and there's any free-to-play units you don't have done, get them done. Because, like, all these free-to-play units, you need to grind them up, and then eventually you need to EZA them through the EZA areas. And then from there, those characters will then be used to EZA free-to-play LRs. Dude, the free-to-play LRs are so disgusting, it's crazy, right? Like, B-Pan, Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. Again, you guys don't, like, I've got, like, every unit in the game rainbowed. All my good units are level 10 links and shit like that. And it's like, you know, B-Pan, Prime Battle Frieza, LR Roshi. Like, I'm using, like, they're summonable character level easily, right? Like, Prime Battle Frieza, LR Roshi, Yardrat Goku are, like, you know, top units in the game. Like, in actually the game. Like, it's like, Yardrat Goku, dude, it's, again, I took him into the Pure Saiyan Extreme Super Battle Road stage, and, like, we know item that, yeah, look at Videl taking double digits right there, right? Again, that Videl downplay, that's what you show them. Like, this is, like, the strongest AGL boss in the game in terms of, like, damage he's doing and stuff like that. And Videl's fine against him. Just if she gets supered, we're dead, right? But again, it's not, you can't hold that against Videl. It's just type disadvantage against this guy that nukes your defense. You can't do anything about that. All right, so this is the final turn. Dude, we are literally about to die right here. So I'm looking at this, and it's like Topo/Pride Trooper, they got supered by Vegeta. That's why Topo/Pride Trooper went from over 200k defense down to like 39k defense, which is obviously very shitty. And so now I'm sitting here like, man, I don't know, like, I was very scared. I was like, Vegeta, I know Vegeta's gonna super attack at the end. So I need to do this active skill, and I need to bank on the fact that we're gonna kill Vegeta before he attacks Videl at the end. I was very confident that Vegeta was supering Videl at the end of the rotation right here. I don't really ever recommend popping Videl's active skill. There's just no reason to. She already hits hard enough. She doesn't need more damage. This gives her a lot more damage, but it nukes her defense badly, man. I just don't really feel like it's worth going for it unless you're using it as like a kill shot, which I was. But Vegeta supers right away. I'm thinking, oh, I'm good. We're good, dude. Jiren, he's got it. No, he doesn't. Look at this. This is Jiren. Type advantage, dude. Luckily, though, Jiren does finish Vegeta off right here. That was so... This Vegeta, dude, is crazy, man. He's fun. He's fun to fight against, but not really. Literally, if Jiren did not finish Vegeta off right there, we lose. I could not... And, like, I just got bad luck because Topo/Pride Trooper, they were supered by Vegeta last turn. So they were defensive debuffs still. Like, they couldn't have survived in slot 1. So, Vegeta was just being very trolly today. But, you know, we were able to get it done. Again, Videl is very quirky and has got some major issues. But don't fucking pretend like she's not top 10 in the game still or some shit like that. She's, like, right up there, dude. Videl is ridiculous, right? Like, don't... Yeah, I know her links suck, and she could drag down the team a little bit. Right, and, you know, she's down on a lot of teams and stuff like that, but when you are using her, she is dominant. There's no doubt about that. I gotta finish that Gohan SSR. I gotta give him equips, right? Like, I keep using this Gohan SSR in all these challenge runs. He's not done yet. I gotta finish him off, so. There we go. Defender of Justice, no item run done. Thanks, guys, for watching. Goodbye.